And that is President Trump's pick to succeed Janet Yellen as Federal Reserve Chair will be on Capitol Hill today. Jerome Powell plans to tell a Senate committee this morning that he expects the central bank to raise interest rates, quote, somewhat further, unquote, and will consider ways to, quote, ease regulatory burdens on banks while preserving core reforms. Jon Hilsenrath, what do you think about this? Is this going to be a smooth confirmation process? You've said before, look, he's voted with Janet Yellen every time.
Right, yeah, and I think it is going to be a smooth confirmation process. He's been confirmed twice by the Senate. Look, he's not the first choice of many Republicans, but he's the president's choice, and they have no incentive to pick a fight with him on this. I think they'll get him in there, and he's going to try to keep a pretty low profile.
One of the big talks in the market, Dagan, has been rates. And you talk about it every morning. The fact that where the 10-year Treasury is, people are wondering, is the next move 2% or 2.75%?
Right, 2.32% yesterday, and I think the 5 a.m. show, the last guest before we started Mornings with Maria was talking about where you're going to put your money, even with the market hitting all-time highs. You're getting paid 2.32% a year to loan your money to the federal government. I'm interested to see if the Republicans grill Jay Powell the way that they grilled Janet Yellen and other Fed nominees under the Obama administration about the unorthodox measures that the Federal Reserve has used, that it's still north of $4 trillion balance sheet, and how they plan to unwind that and where he stands on that very issue.
Well, one of the things he says in his testimony today is that he's planning and expecting to continue the unwind that they started to shrink that balance sheet. So I think they proceed with that. The thing I'm going to be looking for in his testimony is, what does he have to say about bubbles? You know, stock prices are very high. Bitcoin is almost 10,000.
I hope somebody asks him about Bitcoin.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
And you know, I want to hear if he's getting at all concerned about asset prices and what he's going to do if we get another bubble.
By the way, we're going to talk about Bitcoin coming out. We've got one of the players who's knee-deep in it right now, creating funds and exchanges. So we'll talk about Bitcoin coming up. But you have to wonder what's going on with this market, and it is a fair question for Jay Powell in terms of valuations right now, whether it's Bitcoin, stock prices, real estate.
And one of the interesting things about him is that he would be the first Fed chairman without an economics degree. This is a really unconventional choice, and there is some concern that there isn't a lot of information about how he might act in his crisis. He's, indicated that he intends to keep a steady course for the Fed, but some folks are saying, like, we don't know actually a lot about how he makes decisions.
He's a very pragmatic guy, and I think we can expect him to bring that into the seat. Kind of conventional when it comes to monetary policy. He never dissented in any of Janet Yellen's the decisions that she led. So I think we could expect him to follow pretty closely the forecast that the staff puts forward and the consensus of the overall committee that he's leading.
So then the Democrats should vote for him. They voted almost unanimously for him when he was nominated by Barack Obama, the president then, in 2012 and 2014. So again, is the shoe going to be on the other foot now that the Democrats hammer him during this confirmation process just to make a show because he's been nominated by Trump, who they dislike?
I think that we're certainly going to see some of that.
Well, look, they're trying to get involved in every naming of everything. Look at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the fight that's taking place there.
Yeah.
That's pretty incredible.
But they can't stop him in this case, because of the 50-vote margin that he's going to be confirmed.
Yeah, but I think Dagan put her finger on the right thing, and that is this balance sheet, $4.5 trillion. This is a completely different scenario. They may make noise about that.
And I don't think I mean, we've had discussions about this. I don't think anybody at the Federal Reserve can say with 100% certainty that they know what the impact will be on all financial markets as they begin to unwind.
Because we've never seen
this.
it.
Right. Unprecedented measures means an unprecedented rewind.
Well, they've started in record highs, so I think that we can say, and the market knows what's coming on this front. The Fed is trying to be very slow and predictable.
They've got to be transparent. They've got to be transparent.
Yeah, but remember the slow and predictable interest rate increases as Greenspan tried to deflate the housing bubble, and it didn't work. And in fact, the banks came up with new myriad dangerous ways to keep the mortgage bubble going.
It led to another bubble, and that's why I want to hear what he has to say about bubbles, because they're going so gradually. We could be getting an asset bubble as we speak.
Absolutely. We'll see about that.